significant than
हमारे शो का नाम है राजपथ और इस वक्त हम चूंकि बिल्कुल इलेक्शन के दरमियान हैं तो ऐसे में पी चिदम्बरम साहब का एक असेसमेंट लेना बहुत ज़रूरी होगा ये समझने के लिए कि क्या आउटकम हो सकते हैं और कैंपेन कैसा चला है। चिदम्बरम साहब के इंटरव्यू की एक बुरी बात यह है कि उनसे पॉलिटिकल सेंसेशनल हेडलाइन नहीं मिल सकती, लेकिन बहुत ही ऑब्जेक्टिव डेटा और फैक्ट बेस्ड असेसमेंट मिल सकता है जो राइवल्स को भी अच्छा लगता है सुनने में और जो उनके सपोर्टर्स हैं उनको भी अच्छा लगता है। सर, आपने कैंपेनिंग के बीच हमारे लिए वक्त निकाला, आपका बहुत शुक्रिया। पहला सवाल तो यही है कि सो फार हाउ हैज़ द कैंपेनिंग अनफोल्डेड इटसेल्फ फॉर बोथ साइड्स?
See, our assessment, we have a pretty robust data collection system. Our assessment shows that at the end of the fourth round, the Congress plus allies are ahead of the BJP plus allies. I don't know the results of the fifth round yet. Fifth round voting took place only yesterday, so we need to analyze the data that's coming in. But at the end of the fourth round, I think the Congress plus allies is ahead of the BJP plus allies.
I'm assuming that these are the data collected after the polling has been over.
Yes.
So exit poll.
Not exit poll. This is post poll. We don't collect data exit poll. We talk to our people, our polling agents, our karyakartas, our workers, for 2 or 3 days after polling is over, to collect data about how that polling station behaved. Based on that, we extrapolate for all the polling stations. This is neither an exit poll nor a survey of that kind.
So if it is a workers' assessment, then the possibility of inaccuracy could be high.
No. See, workers tend to be very optimistic before an election. But after an election, realism sets in. So if a booth has done well, they will say the booth has done well. Mm-hmm. The booth has not done well, they will admit that because it will be known anyway on May 23rd. Mm-hmm. Booth-wise counting takes place.
Right.
Therefore, after the election, everybody, I think, becomes realistic.
Mm-hmm. But still, there is a perception, and everyone agrees to that, that overarching theme remains Mr. Modi himself has been able to convert the election into a quasi-presidential election. And people say that, yeah, who else? But it is only Modi because there is no alternative.
Who's people? People of Tamil Nadu, people of Kerala, people of Andhra are not people of India. People of Odisha are not people of India.
Delhi, Mumbai, Lucknow, Bhopal.
So you are only thinking that the Hindi heartland is people of India. Believe that. The people of India are people in 29 states, isn't it?
Agreed. So South India, we can...
Why South India? What about Odisha? What about Bengal? What about Assam?
Okay, so are you telling me that in Odisha, Northeast and Bengal,
yes,
BJP is not going to kind of open its shop nicely?
BJP will suffer the biggest shock in these 3 states.
And when we are doing our own back of the envelope calculation, we are sometimes putting number 5 seats or 15 seats in West Bengal.
You're welcome to. You're welcome to put 42 seats in West Bengal for them. The fact is, the BJP has a chance only in about 4 or 5 seats. It's likely to win about 2 or 3 seats.
But will
it already has 3 anyway.
Mm-hmm. I'm quite happy that you are discussing numbers with me, sir. So will you concede that BJP is going to be the single largest party?
That I cannot say at this stage. But that's not relevant. What is relevant is pre-election alliances. Post-election alliances are also relevant, but pre-election alliances are very relevant. That's the law of the country declared by the Supreme Court. Our pre-election alliance and the BJP's pre-election alliance are known to everybody. Ours includes DMK, parties in Kerala, the UDF, NCP in Maharashtra, RJD in Bihar, and one or two small parties. The BJP's declared allies are Akali Dal in Punjab, Shiv Sena in Maharashtra, JDU in Bihar, and AGP in Assam. So go by the declared allies. We have also got allies in Jharkhand, JMM and others.
Right.
Go by the declared allies. I think as a declared alliance, our alliance will be ahead of the BJP's alliance.
Assume that the case is exactly reverse. In that case, pre-poll political formation should be called first, and the president may choose to call them, even though in post-poll alliance scenario, you may be having more potential partners to join you.
See, that will all depend upon what kind of post-poll alliances emerge. At the moment, it is speculative. But the law is, as declared in the Goa case, even a post-poll alliance has to be taken into account.
Okay. So far, the kind of narrative that has come from both sides, still the newspaper headlines and public conversation is dominated by the stories that BJP is telling us. How much you think, despite having a very good manifesto, how much you think you have been able to convey your issues, your agenda to the voter? Amplification has been a challenge.
Which newspapers? Tamil, Malayalam, Telugu, Kannada, Uriya. I mean, the point is, you think Hindi heartland is India, and Hindi papers are India, and English papers are the world. I mean, I read English papers, but I believe the impact of English papers is extremely minimal on the 130 crore people of India.
Absolutely.
Yes, the media is biased in favor of BJP, at least the English papers and maybe many Hindi papers. But I think India is far beyond English papers and Hindi papers. Mm-hmm. I think the message of the manifesto has reached a very large section of India's population. Look at it this way. The only manifesto that is being discussed is the Congress manifesto. Even English papers and Hindi papers are discussing only the Congress manifesto. I have not seen any discussion of the BJP's manifesto. It was released, it was forgotten. But the Congress manifesto still is the subject matter of debate, public rallies, meetings, discussions, articles. Therefore, it is only because the Congress manifesto has obviously reached large sections of the people that people are debating and discussing the Congress manifesto. Is anyone discussing the CPI's manifesto? Is anyone discussing the Telangana Rashtriya Samiti's manifesto? Likewise, is anyone discussing the BJP's manifesto?
BJP manifesto is very simple, one line. देश का चुनाव है, घर में घुस के मारना है पाकिस्तान को, आतंकवाद के खिलाफ लड़ाई है, अपोजिशन आतंकवादियों के साथ में है. So that narrative has what I call is opium.
But why did they have to publish a thick document? They could have put it in one sheet of paper.
That tick box that you have to check this box also.
No. Why waste your time writing that? Why give names like Mr. Rajnath Singh, Home Minister of India, former president of the BJP, is the chairman of the Manifesto Committee, and what emerged out of that?
Okay, sir, you rightly said that sometime we think North India decides what is going to happen, and the trends in South India are
And
kind
East
of clear.
India.
And East India, agreed. But BJP became what it is today because of North India. What is your assessment of North Indian states?
See, North Indian states fall under three categories. One is Hindi knowing states, which is Gujarat, Maharashtra, Punjab. Second is Hindi speaking states, Rajasthan, Haryana, Himachal, Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Bihar, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand. Even category 2 is to be divided into two subcategories. One, where the fight is between BJP and Congress. The other is fight between BJP and another powerful alliance. So actually there are three categories, 1, 2A and 2B. I think the results will be very different for these three boxes. Gujarat, Maharashtra and Punjab, the BJP is bound to lose seats because it got 26 out of 26 in Gujarat, 42 out of 48 in Maharashtra. 4 plus allies, Akali got something out of 13 in Punjab. They're bound to lose. They can't improve upon the tally. Therefore, net, they will be losers in these three states. Then we come to the Hindi states where the fight is between BJP and Congress. Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Uttarakhand, and Himachal Pradesh. Did I say Haryana? In these states, again, the BJP is bound to lose. 25 out of 25 in Rajasthan. How can they improve upon it? They're bound to lose. Similarly, in Bihar, they've already got, I think, 32 or something. 31. They're bound to lose. Chhattisgarh, I think they had 10 out of 11. They're bound to lose. But all these states, whatever they lose, the Congress will gain.
But these losses
in the
could be...
third category, BJP versus another alliance, two states, Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. But Uttar Pradesh and Bihar, between them, have got 120 seats. Out of the 120 seats, BJP and its allies today, I think, have something like 105 seats or so. They're again bound to lose. They won't lose to the Congress, but they will lose to somebody else. So in whichever box you look at, how can the BJP improve on its tally?
So losses are there, but they could be marginal. So technically there will be a coalition government, but led by Mr. Modi.
What is marginal, I want to know. I don't know what is marginal. If they lose 100 seats, how is it marginal?
You are anticipating they will lose 100 seats?
Well, I think outside of Uttar Pradesh alone, because I can't speak about Uttar Pradesh now, outside of Uttar Pradesh alone, the BJP is likely to suffer a net loss of at least 60 seats.
Okay.
Gujarat, Maharashtra, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Haryana, Punjab, and Bihar. They're likely to lose 60 seats.
Sounds very reasonable number.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying it's not a minuscule number. It's not an insignificant number. In Uttar Pradesh, 5 rounds are over. Gadbandhan is doing very well, I'm told. I mean, Congress is not doing so well, but the Gadbandhan is doing very well. Let's assume, for the sake of argument, that the Gadbandhan is able to take away 50 seats. The entire 50 is going to come out of the BJP's quota. Because the Gadbandhan today, SP has got 5 and BSP has got 0.
Correct.
So if they take away 50 seats, they will have to take it away only from the BJP and its ally, Apna Dal, who have got 73 seats. I don't know how many they will take away, but if they take away anything like 45 or 50 seats, that's a huge blow to the BJP. And all this is not wild dreams. These are all realistic numbers I'm talking about.
Yeah, we are too close to counting day now.
No, I'm talking about realistic numbers.
Yeah.
based upon the first 4 rounds and the 5th phase now.
Sir, you mentioned about that Congress is not doing that well in UP. I want to pick on that point. मेरा इशू ये है सर कि जहां कांग्रेस डायरेक्ट फाइट में थी बीजेपी के साथ, वहां पर सॉलिड कंसंट्रेशन के बजाय यूपी जहां पर कि फ्रिंज प्लेयर है, वहां प्रियंका गांधी को उतारा गया, एसपी बीएसपी के वोट को कट करने की एक पॉसिबिलिटी बनी। शुरू में ये बात हुई, शायद अब उतना वोट नहीं डिवाइड हो रहा होगा। ये डिस्ट्रैक्शन हो गया। यूपी में कांग्रेस को जाने की ज़रूरत नहीं थी। महाराष्ट्र, मध्य प्रदेश, गुजरात, राजस्थान, छत्तीसगढ़ में फोकस करते तो कांग्रेस और मैक्सिमाइज करती। जहां डायरेक्ट फाइट में थे वहां आपको नंबर बढ़ाना ज़रूरी था।
No. The Congress president has campaigned extensively in all the states. UP is a very big state. 80 seats can't be ignored.
But मोदी को हटाना है तो why to create a confusion in UP?
There's no confusion. Congress president has made it clear that where we can win in UP, we're going to put on all our effort to defeat the BJP. Where we cannot win in UP, we're going to help the Gadbandhan. He said that publicly 4 days ago to a NDTV interview and to India Today.
Last minute course correction.
No, there's no course correction. We can't abandon 80 seats out of 543 seats. That's simply not possible. That's roughly about, it's a little over 16% of the seats. You can't ignore that. And UP is a key state, the largest state. We will win a few seats. I think you are underestimating the Congress's performance in UP. We will certainly win Amethi and Raebareli, and we will win a few more seats. But the larger number, obviously, will be a fight between the Gadbandhan and BJP. And there the Congress president has made it clear that the Congress will help the Gadbandhan win those seats.
Sir, give some sense about the possible new allies and what kind of formation you foresee, who would form the government?
No, I have no inputs on that. I have no views on that. I can't say who will be the potential new allies. All I know is SP, BSP, TMC, TDP have all declared, CPI, CPM, have all declared that they are anti-BJP. So these are parties which are declared opponents of the BJP.
Some of them can change their position after the election.
None of them whom I have mentioned can change their position. They are declared anti-BJP.
Meanwhile, KCR, he has met Pinarayi Vijayan.
Yeah, but he's not met the BJP. Please remember that.
Okay.
He has not indicated that he's going to support the BJP.
But there is a general sense that KCR, Jagan and Naveen Patnaik could be potential new allies for the BJP.
I don't think so. I think they have got too much political sense to make that mistake.
But their assembly elections are now over, so they can be tempted.
No, not necessarily. Take Orissa as an example. The principal challenge to BJD in this election, according to news reports, is the BJP. How can the BJD join hands with its principal challenger, the BJP? How is it possible? Likewise, in Bengal, they say the principal challenger to TMC is the BJP. How can they join hands?
So it is a general talk.
These are all inspired stories.
Okay.
Planted through friendly newspaper.
There is also another talk that for a ruling party, there is always a CBI and there is a transaction that you take some ministry, I will give you disproportionately more power share than you actually deserve. Instead of 2 ministry, you take 4 ministry and all of that. So you think that will be advantage for BJP?
No. All this is speculation. I don't think the BJP can enlarge its alliance.
But you are generally saying that BJP is not coming back to power.
I didn't say anything to that. Only 5 phases of elections are over. There are 2 more phases. There are still 110 seats to go to elections. How can one make any statement? I wish the BJP does not come to power. I pray that the BJP does not come to power.
But you are not forecasting that it
I
will
don't forecast elections.
Okay.
You're asking me trends. You're asking me inferences based on events that have happened.
Right.
So I'm talking about the 5 phases based on my information. I'm not forecasting anything about the future.
Okay. Because I was tempted to then ask who would be your prime minister?
We have made it very clear. All the non-BJP parties will sit together and decide who will lead a non-BJP government. Ms. Mamata Banerjee has said that. Mr. Akhilesh Yadav has said that. Mr. Chandrababu Naidu has said that.
Mr. Pawar has said that.
Mr. Pawar has said that. Mr. Rahul Gandhi has said it many times. So why should there be any doubt about...
both possibilities are open. It could be a Congress PM, it could be a non-Congress PM.
I don't know. Each party will naturally wish that its party's leader becomes the PM. That's natural for a worker like me. Naturally, I want my party leader to be the PM. For a worker of NCP, for a worker of TMC, for a worker of another party, that's natural. In fact, it will be unnatural if you think otherwise.
Right.
But what the leaders will decide, only the leaders can say.
Okay. Now, please tell us something about the economic situation for the next government, whichever government it is, NDA or UPA. They are going to have a very tricky situation in terms of macroeconomic indicators. They are looking quite worrisome. So, is it something that you wouldn't want to handle at this point in time?
See, a party which forms a government must deal with the situation. The situation has been admirably summed up by Dr. Manmohan Singh day before yesterday. I think his statement is an accurate summary of the situation. It's based on facts. The facts were taken from the March 2019 report of the Ministry of Finance. So we have taken the facts from the Ministry of Finance. Taking those facts into account, Dr. Singh has made an elaborate statement, an absolutely correct assessment of the dismal state of affairs. And you read today the editorials in a couple of newspapers. Today's editorials also point out that the situation is quite bad. If the non-BJP parties form a government, obviously they have to deal with it. You can't say, I will form a government, but I don't want to deal with it.
The issue would be the kind of promises Congress party or all parties have made. You will require huge money to spend on those plans.
Of course.
And fiscal space doesn't allow that to happen.
That's wrong. We have given our mat. Nobody wants to spend a few minutes taking a piece of paper and checking whether our mat is correct. It's all in the air. You all talk in the air. Sit down, take a piece of paper, write down our numbers and tell me which number is wrong.
So currently, you would agree that it could be 3.9% fiscal deficit in that kind of situation?
Their fiscal deficit was projected as 3.3. Revised estimate says 3.4.
Right.
They have slipped for the 4th year in succession.
They have slipped and it could go actually up. It could be worse than that.
Maybe it can.
In that case, you won't have much money to spend on a new scheme of this scale.
The fiscal deficit of the year that ended has no impact on the next year. Next year starts on a clean slate. Next year it starts on fresh revenues and fresh borrowing. Just because the fiscal deficit is 3.4% in the year 2018-19 doesn't mean there is no fiscal space in 2019-20. 2019-20 will be a fresh budget, will be a fresh assessment of revenues, a fresh assessment of expenditure, and a fresh assessment of our capacity to borrow. Ideally, it should be close to 3%. But that is a call which the government of the day has to take.
We have spoken a lot about PSU Bank NPA crisis and then IBC and success or failure one can debate. But now there is a next new thing that has happened in NBFC space. Mutual funds are now kind of embroiled into it. What is happening there?
See, what is happening cannot be answered in one or two sentences. What is happening is this government has not kept a close eye on what's happening in the financial markets. It allowed NPAs to become beyond one's control. It dealt with the NPA situation in a ham-handed, amateurish fashion. We said it in the manifesto, and Dr. Manmohan Singh has said it in a statement. They adopted a one-size-fits-all approach, which boomeranged upon them. As far as the IL&FS is concerned, it is a failure of the regulatory authority, failure of supervision. As far as NBFCs is concerned, it's because the government did not keep an eye on liquidity. There are serious deficiencies in liquidity, and therefore NBFCs are finding it difficult to meet redemption obligations. Therefore, I think it can't be answered in one sentence. It requires a much more detailed explanation.
In terms of next steps, this government is now, again, these are news reports that they are preparing the 100 days plan. They are already...
Those are all mind games. This is mind games. We are already preparing a 100-day plan. Why? They can prepare a 100-year plan. In fact, some BJP leaders said BJP will rule for the next 1,000 years. Prepare a 1,000-year plan. All this is meaningless.
The other thing that has been debated a lot, and today only Supreme Court again dismissed the petition on opposition parties' petition on EVM and VVPAT. So, do you think as an opposition formation you are just raising this issue? Are there real issues to worry about?
They are real issues.
When you win, then you don't complain?
It is not whether we complain or not. See, these are real issues. As political parties who move the Supreme Court, we are disappointed with the verdict. But it is the Supreme Court's judgment. I can't say more about it. The point is, politicians, political parties are close to the people. You go out today and ask political workers, irrespective of the party, DMK, ADMK, TDP, BJD, ask any political party's worker. There is a lingering suspicion that the EVM system is not a foolproof system. Say, for example, I'll give you an example. The EVM units and the VVPAT units are stored today. See, in Shivaganga, they are stored in Alagappa University building. The collector says, I put a 3-tier security. You know what the political parties have done? They've appointed their own watchmen outside the perimeter. The political parties have all appointed...
All parties.
All parties. In collaboration with each other. Not that we are spying on each other. Each party has appointed some half a dozen people, and they together are collaborating to see that nothing happens. This is nothing. They fought the election, but they are collaborating and ensuring
everyone is concerned.
Everybody is concerned. That is the point. If the people of India are concerned, we must respond to that fear. It may be misplaced, but that is the fear of the people. So, are we not bound to allay that fear? See, nothing would have happened if instead of counting 5 VVPATs and matching it with the EVM count, if that had been increased to say 50 or even 100. Because the matching will be done simultaneously. No? It's parallel. Like counting today is in 14 tables. It is not one after another. 14 EVMs are counted simultaneously. So it will take the same 10 minutes to count 14 EVMs. Likewise, if you want to match the VVPAT and the EVM count, if you bring 5 machines and place it on 5 tables, let's assume it takes half an hour. If you bring 50 machines and place it on 50 tables, it will take the same half an hour only.
True.
Because it's parallel, isn't it?
True. Election Commission, now there is a new kind of scoreboard every day. Clean sheet number 8 and 9 have been also issued now. What do you say to that?
Well, at least the conscience of one election commissioner is stirred. Unless the conscience of one more election commissioner stirs, these clean sheets will continue to come for the BJP. For PM and the president of the BJP, it will be clean sheets. Unless one of the 2 election commissioners allows his conscience to be stirred.
But now it's almost over, so you know.
No, there are still almost 11 days of campaigning.
And 117
and
seats
110 seats are at stake.
In the last leg,
And look at the extreme statement which the PM has made. Why does he drag a martyred prime minister who was killed 28 years ago? Why does he drag him into the current debate? What has the current debate got to do with Mr. Rajiv Gandhi? When Mr. Rajiv Gandhi was alive and was prime minister until his death, nobody even heard about Mr. Narendra Modi.
But sir, here I will blame you as in opposition parties also. He realized that he doesn't want to talk about 5 years performance.
Yes.
And he very smartly has shifted the entire debate to some other issues.
Yes.
And he is kind of topping it up every day. You have not been able to pin him down.
That's not correct. That's not, the results will tell. If we are not able to pin him down, he should win in Kerala, isn't it? He should win in Andhra, he should win in Telangana, he should win in Orissa. Again, you are all very Hindi state focused.
I agree to that, sir.
Suppose Rajasthan is the border state. He has won 25 out of 25 seats. Suppose he loses 12. His narrative has failed. No?
Totally.
Punjab is another border state where I think BJP has got 4 and Akali Dal have got 3 or something.
Yeah.
7 out of 13. Now, if together they get only now 3 seats, they have lost, isn't it? So in border states, if his narrative has not succeeded, why do you assume that his narrative has succeeded? It may succeed in some constituencies. I'm not denying that. But to say that the non-BJP parties have not been able to stop his narrative or present an alternative narrative is completely wrong.
Why do you think that he actually brought Rajiv Gandhi into this?
I said so in my tweet. It shows the extent of his desperation. It shows the extent of their fear of defeat.
So, but he has clarified that he wants this to be an issue because Punjab, Bhopal tragedy, Delhi, it's a great issue for BJP to pick.
Let him talk about Bhopal tragedy. Let him talk about Punjab. Why did he have to say that Rajiv Gandhi is Bhrashtachar number 1? Remember, that statement did not talk about Bhopal tragedy.
It hurts him when you say Chaukidar Chor hai, so he's just equating that. He's countering that.
Let's take Chaukidar Chor. If Chaukidar is Chor, he should turn around and say the opposition party leader is a Chor. Why does he bring Mr. Rajiv Gandhi? When Rajiv Gandhi was alive, nobody even heard of Mr. Narendra Modi. Did you hear of Mr. Narendra Modi in 1991? In 1991, he was a pracharak traveling all over North India. Nobody even heard of him. So why does he now lock horns with Mr. Rajiv Gandhi?
But he has been single-minded. He thinks that till I finish Congress party, BJP cannot sustain for years to come.
Let me tell you, no power on earth can finish the Congress party. Some people thought that the Congress party was finished. It bounced back in Gujarat, of all places. It bounced back in Gujarat. Then it bounced back and won 3 states, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh. Even on the day of counting, Mr. Amit Shah was saying, we will win all 3 states.
Since you are mentioning about this, sir, these victories in state polls was just by kind of little...
A victory is a victory. In Gujarat also, he won by 1% or so.
Agreed. But in first past the post system, your improvement of vote share doesn't matter. It has to translate into seats.
Absolutely. Who says no? It did translate. We won. We ultimately, whether we won by 1 seat or 2 seats, we won the 3 states. We've got 3 chief ministers there.
So you don't have any concern that after 23rd May, somebody will try to topple the government in Karnataka and Madhya Pradesh?
No government will be toppled. The BJP will try. It has already tried. You've got Mr. Yediyurappa's voice on a tape offering money. He first denied it. 24 hours later, he was forced to admit it. The BJP will try, but I don't think a government will be toppled. If a government is toppled, there'll be another election and the Congress will win again.
Sir, one last question. I know this is a bit of a tricky area for you. I don't want to talk about any specific issue, but what is happening in Supreme Court?
You see, we are all very concerned. I'm not getting into any individual case.
Absolutely, sir.
But I think the Supreme Court must apply to all cases before it the principles that it has repeatedly asserted over the last 60, 70 years. Every person is entitled to a defense lawyer. You're entitled to a record of the proceedings. You're entitled to natural justice. So I think over the last year and a half, the Supreme Court has wittingly or unwittingly got dragged into controversies which I think should have been avoided and could have been avoided. I sincerely hope that the judges of the Supreme Court collectively will realize the grave damage that has been done in the last year and a half and try to see that this institution, which is ultimately the guardian of India's constitution, remains the guardian of India's constitution.
Right, sir. Sir, thank you so much for your time and all the best for 23rd May.
Thank you.
This is Atul Khatri, India's oldest, most experienced, most popular stand-up comedian.
No, just the oldest. I started late in life here. What to do?